Hey everybody, Captain Tim here, coming at you live with tonight's episode of Star Trek. So, first off, got my new suit. I think it's great. I love it. I was actually going to save this for the series finale, but I thought that it was kind of appropriate because this is the only 2 episodes where Picard is never seen in a Starfleet outfit, so I figured I'd wear mine. So, tonight's episode is going to be Season 7, Episodes 4 and 5, Gambit. To be honest, like, I said I wasn't going to do any live outfits or live... oh my god, I'm stuck in the uniform now. And Miguel, thank you. I like it too. I wasn't going to do any live videos until I got to the series finale, but realistically, like, I liked this 2-parter, and I have a ton of notes for this 2-parter compared to the season premiere with Descent. I didn't like it that much. I have the yellow one from when I dressed up as Data in Halloween. Miguel, that's pretty cool. If we ever get together, we could wear them and do a video together. So I don't know, I just felt like doing a live video today. It was kind of a rough day, and as of today, I'm actually on vacation from my work, so I got 9 days off to do nothing but watch Star Trek, so I'm in a pretty good mood tonight. Okay, so, for those who have seen my live videos, you guys kind of know the drill. I'm just kind of gonna go down my notes in order as they happened in the episode. To be honest, by the time I got to the end of this 2-parter, I was kind of starting to like fade away because I was getting tired. But I mean, we're pretty good until we get there. So what I like about this episode is from the beginning, we see most of the crew and they're in like a bar. And they're trying to get information from an alien. And I didn't look it up, I probably should have. I think it's the same race of alien that Worf found out about his father being alive in Birthright. But so they're talking to him, and to get the information they want, he asks for gold press latinum, which is kind of a shout out to Deep Space Nine, because that's heard about in like every single episode of Deep Space Nine. So like just a couple episodes we saw a runabout, and now we're hearing about gold press latinum. So they're really embracing the Deep Space Nine mythology in the end part of this season. So I thought that was great. Yes, the ones that sell information. Okay, yeah. So they're talking to this alien, and he's looking for it, and you guys are just popping up, and I'm like getting all distracted. Your comm badge is the Delta Quadrant, way over there. I don't know. And so they find out between you guys popping up and like my dogs are all sorts of distractions. It's just gonna be a conversation type video, so you guys just keep going. That's the most I've ever gotten from you guys. So they find out that Picard is dead, and so everybody's kind of taken aback, and they're really not sure what to do from there. They're not even sure why he was there, and so the story kind of continues. They have an idea of who killed them, and so they go to that planet. They send an away team, and it's really interesting because they talk about how Riker is like, I'm leading this away team. I'm going to find out who killed Picard, and I'm going to get my revenge. And Data is like, if Picard was here and wanted to do an away team, you wouldn't let him. Which kind of goes back to, if you guys saw my video of Encounter at Farpoint, where after they did the Wrath of Khan video, the director really took Star Trek to a new level. And it was much more material, or, what's the word? Military. It was much more military feeling. Whereas the original series, like Kirk was on every away mission. And you can tell when they got to the Wrath of Khan, the director was like, that doesn't even make sense. I mean, it's kind of like here in America, the president and the vice president are never in the same plane together for that reason. And so, like, when they got to the Next Generation, they're like, why would the captain of the ship go on an away mission, especially with the first officer? Like, what kind of sense does that make? And Data brings that up and is like, you shouldn't do this. And for all intents and purposes, Riker basically tells him to fuck off. Like, he's like, no, I'm leading this away mission. And so Riker goes down there with Worf and Geordi, and they instantly start taking shots. And so not like alcohol shots, but you guys know what I mean. And so they're taking fire, and Riker is kidnapped. So now they've lost their captain, and for this exact reason, the first officer shouldn't have gone, they've lost their commanding officer. So now we have... Data is acting captain, and Worf is now the commander, the second in charge. So, Riker is on the ship with the people who kidnapped him. I'm kind of going through this quick because some of you guys know my live videos always kind of crap out at the end. So I want to try to fly through my notes, and then you guys are open for discussion. Yes, Miguel, I totally agree. He says Riker was totally in the wrong, allowing his personal feelings proper way mission proceed. Yeah, you're totally right. And yeah, so Riker wakes up and he's on this ship, and the captain has put like a piece of machinery on him that whenever he pushes a button, he can cause pain through their bodies. He like activates their pain receptors. That's kind of a callback to Chain of Command, where the Cardassians basically use that exact same thing, just kind of a different format, different technical mumbo jumbo on Picard. So it's kind of interesting to see that technology come back. So this captain's trying to deal with what to do with Riker, and he's going around his crew asking everybody, and one of them is Picard, and it turns out that he's undercover. And it's kind of interesting. He's going by the name of Galen, which is the name of his professor, his archaeologist friend from the episode The Chase. So he's kind of adapted that name. So I thought that was kind of a cool little shout out. Oh, I'm dying. It's really hot in here. Or it's the suit. The suit's burning up. Now, the interesting thing about this, and this is what really got me in this episode, it kind of pissed me off. I was a little frustrated. One of his crew members is a Romulan, played by Robin Curtis, and this is her kind of return to Star Trek. Now, Robin Curtis is the actress that took over for Lieutenant Savick. After Kirstie Alley in The Wrath of Khan, she played Savick in the third and fourth movie, The Search for Spock and the Voyage Home. I don't know why I just lost that. And to be honest, that kind of pissed me off a little bit, because after a while, they started reaching out for cameos and different appearances and stuff like that. Like, they got Bebe Neuwirth because Cheers and The Next Generation were filmed on the same set, or the same lot. And then they got the short cameo of Kelsey Grammer from Cause and Effect. And they had reached out to Kirstie Alley, who at this point was a big actress now, and her asking price was too high, and so they could never get her, because they wanted Kirstie Alley to reprise the role of Savick, which I think would have been brilliant, because in The Voyage Home, when Savick was left on Vulcan, she was supposedly pregnant, according to some of the books and stuff like that. And in the Sarek episode, Picard says that he'd met Sarek before at his son's wedding. So we know Spock is married. We've seen Spock since then. It would have been great to see Savick. And if they could get Robin Curtis, she's already played the role of Savick twice. Like, who cares? If Kirstie Alley said no, just get Robin Curtis. So I don't know. I was super irritated that she came back as this Romulan role rather than Savick. But I don't know. I could just stew about that all day. But anyways, so we have Robin Curtis as Talera, who she's one of the Romulans or we think she's a Romulan. So it turns out that this group of people are trying to get Romulan artifacts. They're basically grave robbers. And so that's why they were on the planet, is they're looking for these ancient Romulan artifacts. Like, to just kind of jump through, because this is taking way longer than I expected. Riker has now that he's seen Picard is alive, he kind of adapts Picard's like momentum, and he decides to basically become a traitor and is going along with the plan. And they're basically kind of improvising together. And like they meet up with the Enterprise, and Riker fires upon the Enterprise, putting his code in. And Data and Troy are like, his codes are already changed. Why is he doing this? And it's basically just this big act where the Enterprise fires back, but at 25% phaser capacity. It's really interesting to kind of watch them go back and forth. And it's a big dramatic, like, to be continued right there. So as we go into part 2, Data and Worf has some great intense scenes where Worf is just questioning every decision Data makes, and Data pulls him aside and is like, you need to fucking stop, because I'm the acting captain now, and if you can't be a commander, then you need to go somewhere else. And it's kind of a touching moment, because Worf is like, I'm sorry, I jeopardized the friendship, I shouldn't have done what I did, you have my respect. And it's kind of funny, because afterwards Data does like the Picard thrust, the thing, so I thought that was entertaining. And it kind of goes back where they encounter a Klingon vessel, and Worf's like, hey, what if we do this? And Data's like, no. And Worf's like, okay. And then Data's like, but we'll go ahead and do it. And Miguel says one of the greatest scenes ever. They handled that like adults. I totally agree. It was a fantastic scene, and it was great to see Data be that assertive because you don't really see him do that. I mean, he's the perfect like machine where he just takes orders, and now that he's in command, he's like, no, we're doing it this way. And so it was great to see Brent Spiner kind of show a different side of Data that we didn't really know what he was capable of. So now we think that, or the theory is Riker's a traitor. I mean, we all know he's not. And Picard is doing research. And this is where I started like fading out a little bit. So you guys kind of bear with me as I fly through it. So Picard's doing research on these Romulan artifacts. And he realizes that they're not really Romulan. They're more of Vulcan. So Romulans and Vulcans kind of come from the same place. They branched off. Romulans wanted to stick with emotion, and Vulcans didn't. And they both evolved in very different ways. They're not even the same biological anymore, but they can trace their roots back to the same source. So these artifacts come from when they were basically in that same source together. So it's kind of interesting. And Picard starts talking to Robin Curtis, to Lara, as she's called, and she says, or she reveals that her name is actually T'Pol, which is interesting because that's a character that we see in Enterprise. And that she's actually a Vulcan working undercover, and that these artifacts go back to that time when Vulcans were ruled by emotion, and that it's a telepathic weapon. So in the original series, when like they started revealing how like telepathic Vulcans are, I swear to God, every other episode had Spock doing some sort of telepathy, like where he's trying to mind meld with the guy through the wall and stuff. To me, it got overplayed. Season 3, there was a mind meld in every single episode. It was way over the top. I don't even know what those notes mean. Oh, and then so we finally get to that point. They get the artifacts together. It turns out that T'Pol or T'Lara, whatever you want to call her, is not one of these secret Vulcan police. I don't think they actually reveal whether she was Vulcan or Romulan or what. Because they contact the Vulcans and they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. So I'm kind of going to go with she was a Romulan, but who knows? Maybe she was both. Because, I mean, what was the character in the 6th movie? I mean, she was supposed to be both. And so they realized that this telepathic weapon attacked the anger, the emotions in other people. And we see her use it one time, and it's kind of a cheesy effect. I didn't really like it, where it just like was this orange blob and it just ate this dude. And so as she's about to use it, Picard realizes that this was a time when they had primitive thoughts. And so he starts telling everybody, clear your thoughts, like don't have any negative energy. And then when she tries to use it, it just kind of passes through them. Like, I don't know, maybe it was because I just binged this really quickly together, but that I was a little like, oh, that's kind of weak. But I don't know, it was interesting. Yes, Miguel says the way she acted seemed more Romulan, not the classic matter-of-fact Vulcan behavior. Which I agree, but she kind of went a little bit both. Like, she used the logical thing, and like there's some talk about how when can Vulcans kill people and make it logical? Like, we've seen Spock lie, and then he's like, oh, I didn't lie, I exaggerated. No, motherfucker, you lied. So it's, I don't know, it was kind of touchy with her. I'm not 100% sure. So anyways, at the end, the ending kind of was a weird ending, but I enjoyed it, where they realized how to defeat the weapon, they defeat T'Lara, and they go back on the bridge. And kind of the best part about this whole episode was this ending scene where we have Data, Riker, and Picard, and they're like, okay, like, the day is done, let's all go. And Picard's like, well, you know, technically, I'm legally dead, so I don't have to go to work. I'm going to go to bed. And Riker is like, well, you know, technically, I'm a traitor. And Picard's like, you know what, you're right. Data, take him to the brig. Take him to the brig. And Data's like, yes, sir. And he starts escorting Riker. And Riker's like, he was kidding. And they take him away. The final symbol on the artifact reveals that it's only effective against those with negative intent. Once peace was established, the artifact became obsolete because no one wanted to fight anymore. That's true. And Picard says on the artifact, like there was the god of, what was it? The god of war and the god of peace, or fuck, what was it? Because there were two people on there, and then like peace was in between them or something. And it was interesting the way that they did the whole artifacts. I gotta take better notes, because there's episodes like this I get really into, and then I just kind of forget my notes, and then I'm just like, let's do a video, and about halfway through I'm like, oh, I didn't write any names down or anything. They did mention that Vulcans were part of the Foundation for the Federation, so which is something we'll see again in First Contact, which I had to look it up because I cheated like that. That it's the four founders of the Federation were humans, Vulcans, Andorians, and Tellarites. I'm not sure when we find out about Andorians and Tellarites. It has to be an Enterprise or something. But I liked how they did bring up that Vulcans were part of those founders. I don't remember what God's saying. Yeah, I want to say that on the artifact, it was the god of. I know that it was the god of war, and then there was another one. Like, it wasn't peace, but it was something else. And Picard says, like, you never see these two together, and it doesn't make sense. And it was kind of weird. But overall, like I said, I actually really liked this episode, two-part, whatever, in general. I thought it was more engaging than Descent with Lore and the Borg. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty interesting. I liked it a lot. Miguel, so I've binged Enterprise once. So a lot of it I don't remember. Once I get to that point, I'm super excited to kind of remember it. The God of War and the God of Death. That sounds more. That sounds right. Because the God of War, the God of Death, and then it was like the God of Peace, or the symbol of peace between them, or something. So I think you're onto something. Which, thank you to Miguel. You're like blowing up all my notes, so you're awesome. That going down my notes. Yeah, I think that's all I got for this episode. So I'll give you guys a minute, because like I can actually see how many people are watching this. It's gone everywhere from 1 to 15, so you guys are super awesome. So if you guys want to chat for a minute until my Wi-Fi cuts out, I got dogs everywhere. Go ahead. As for me, exciting news. Also, why I wanted to do a live video. So we're in the final season of hi Low Belly. This is Low Belly. Are you a good boy? So we're in the final season of The Next Generation. I should finish it within, especially with all the time I have off for my vacation, I should finish it by the end of the week, and then I'll be into Deep Space Nine. So, what is today? I'm not wearing my watch. On May 13th, there is a Deep Space Nine documentary. It's a Fathom event called What We Left Behind, the Looking Back at Deep Space Nine. And I managed to get tickets today, so I'll probably do a live review as soon as I'm done watching the documentary, probably in the theater parking lot, if not the actual theater. So for those who like Deep Space Nine, if you haven't heard about it, I'm sure you could look it up on like Regal, or I could probably forward a link to the trailer or something. But I'm super excited. Miguel says, I can't wait until you get to Voyager. You know, I actually grew up with Voyager the most. I've probably seen more Voyager than anything else for Star Trek, but it's been so many years that I've kind of lost a lot of it. So I'm super excited to get to Voyager as well. I love Voyager. So I just got this Next Generation suit. My goal before I get to Deep Space Nine or Voyager is to get to the Voyager outfit. To me, it looks like a cadet outfit where it's black and then the shoulders are colored. Yeah, no, I'm super excited for Voyager as well. Yeah, so if any of you are seeing the Deep Space Nine documentary, go ahead, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you guys are going to go see it. If you guys are interested in seeing a review of that movie. Oh, you guys are going. William Shatner was in my area today for a Comic-Con. I contemplated going just to ask him to help me contact Kate Mulgrew. Wonder if he would have been offended. Haha. So Miguel, I live like roughly in Portland, Oregon. So I go to the Portland Comic-Con and I go to the Seattle Comic-Con every year, or at least I try to go every single year. And William Shatner's been there a few times, but to be completely honest, I've heard that it's a little bit negative, that the way he kind of interacts with fans. I don't know if that's true or not. And to be realistic, some of the signatures are just outrageously expensive. Like, I love Will Wheaton. I had a crush on Will Wheaton growing up, and he and I have the same birthday. So the first year I went, he was free, so I was like, oh, I'll go. And that was great. And then Patrick Stewart was there. Yeah, yes, he was. Patrick Stewart was there, and I was like, oh, I want to meet Patrick Stewart. And then it was like $100 or something for a signature, and I was like, nope. Now I kind of regret it, but again, like, I mean, I'm not super made of money, so... But I try to do when I can. I've met for Star Trek, I know I've met Will Wheaton, Nichelle Nichols, John Delancey, Brent Spiner, Jonathan Frakes. I think that's about it. But they're always a lot of fun. The absolute best part of Deep Space Nine was the Dominion War. Yeah. You know, see, I've only actually binged Deep Space Nine one time completely, beginning to end. So I remember bits and pieces, but I don't remember a lot of it. Like, I do remember the Dominion War, obviously. But, like, so I'm excited to go back to Deep Space Nine. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'd die happy just to meet Milgrew. I think that would be pretty awesome. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think that would be enjoyable. What do you think? Especially, like, I remember my husband doesn't like Star Trek. He doesn't like to watch it or anything. I forced him to watch a few episodes with me. And then I told this story already, but he does like Orange is the New Black, and we started watching that. And so I have a poster, and it has, at the time, this is like before this. I think I got this poster even before 2009, and I was like, oh, like when Red first came on the screen, I was like, does she look familiar? And he's like, no. I was like, look, that poster that has all the captain's faces on it. I was like, that's Captain Janeway. And he's like, what? So I pulled up there's coffee in that nebula clip for him, and he's like, yeah, I would never have recognized that at all. And Miranda's watching. Hi, Miranda. Low belly, say hi. I was literally watching Orange is the New Black and for switching to this video. Nice. I haven't watched the latest season. To be honest, I kind of got out of it towards the end. I just didn't think it was that great anymore. I'll get you on camera. But, okay, so I think that's about all I got for now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. So if you guys just keep commenting, whatever you guys got, I'm going to be up watching Star Trek. I'll comment as I see them. Thank you guys for everything. Low Belly thanks you also. Thank you guys for watching. We're not actually done with the series yet, but I appreciate you guys so much. Like, I would never have been able to do this without you guys. I know I have a lot of haters and a lot of people have blocked me, but you guys are the ones that actually inspire me to keep doing this. I mean, this started out as a social exercise, as a New Year's resolution to help me get better with public speaking. And I probably haven't gotten better because some of you have pointed out how many times I say or how much I cough, like that. But thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys for sending me all the messages. Once again, thank you guys for sending me friend requests. But again, I'm not going to accept them unless you message me because I don't like adding people I don't know. Thank you guys for all of the YouTube subscriptions. Like, I really appreciate that. I think I'm at like 113 or something. You guys are super awesome, and I really, really enjoy that. And as I'm posting this on YouTube, thank you, YouTubers, that's weird to say, for subscribing. You guys are super awesome, because I know some of you guys are not on the Facebook side of this, so it's weird to have two different groups watching me at the same time. So thank you guys for all of that. Bryce, you cannot have him. He is my doggy. And I'm trying to start a Twitter now. It's also just at Tim the Reviewer. So, and that's mostly so I can actually tag some of these Star Trek people in it, just to see if I can get a response from them. So far, no such luck. But, where are you at? Ugh. Whoop. I got two of them. I got two boys. So, I mean, if you guys have a Twitter, that'd be awesome. If you guys followed me, maybe do that. It's whatever. It's fun. I'm not going to get into like Instagram or anything like that. But like I said, the Twitter is mostly just because all of the Star Trek actors are on there. And if I could just get one of them to reply, that'd make my day. Because then I can like copy it and everything. So thank you guys for everything. Little Bear says thank you. Low Belly says thank you. God, you guys are fat. You guys are all amazing. You guys are great. I will see you guys next time. Probably tomorrow for, what is episode 7? Oh, I don't even know. 5, 6, what is it? The Dark Page? I deleted my notes. Oops. So yeah, I'm not even sure what the next episode is because I've already recorded it, so I deleted it. I have a macaw and 2 pigs. Miguel, I would love a pig. Like, that's my dream. Like, how did you get a pig? I don't know where you live, but I've always wanted like a little baby mini pig. Dude, I would let that thing run around my house. That'd be adorable. So, you're going to get me all sorts of sidetracked. You can message me. You've messaged me before. So thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys for the next episode.